Morning, welcome to 6.8 liter garage. Doing something a little bit different today. It's not a useful project, nothing that you would probably take notes on so you could do it yourself. Well, maybe. Just building a triangular gusset, and the new controller on the ArcDroid has some built-in gussets that would probably fit the need perfectly. So that's the project isn't necessarily the point. The point is how we're getting there. People ask me, what do you use to draw? So obviously those people haven't watched my videos. But so the common answer is Fusion 360, or a lot of people are using Inkscape like I am. The big difference between the two is Fusion 360 is a full-featured product that can go all the way from your concept to G-code that you can put in the ArcDroid. You can take Inkscape drawings and put them directly in the ArcDroid. I like to use SheetCam to get to the G-code and then upload the G-code. So for me, Inkscape to SheetCam is the typical recipe. But since you're all common viewers who come here so often, you all knew that. Subscribe. Anyway, so anyway, my regular work as a trade, I'm a software developer, and I've been thinking about this AI because I use AI at work a lot, and it can make you more productive. As a matter of fact, the project we're just wrapping up has a lot of it has a somewhat repetitive pattern, many APIs being drawn or being written to do different things. And AI has been great to multiply our throughput by asking it to do the repetitive stuff, like tests and stuff. So that's great. But then I was thinking, well, how does AI apply to the ArcDroid? I mean, why wouldn't it apply to the ArcDroid? So here's a little AI session I did to see if I could get AI. Claude is the guy we're using. See if I can get AI to do my work for me on the ArcDroid. So take a look and see what we got. And once we're done with that, we'll come back and try to cut it and see if it works. Might work, might not work. Might be something we have to do a little tweaks to, I don't know. But we'll see what comes out, and we'll see what happens when we try to cut it. So go take a look and we'll be right back. Well, so what'd you think? You think that's something you could do? Would you even be interested in doing? The interesting thing is you don't end up using any software. You just use a browser and download the file. And let's see if the file's any good. I got the file on here, and we'll load it into the ArcDroid. Probably need to zero this. Home it. Alright, so now let's see if we can load that thing. Gusset triangle 3x3 G-code. That looks like it. Let's throw a piece of scrap up here. Way too thick. Zero that. And just run it with no torch and see if it's actually going to do our thing. See, one thing is, well, let's see, the torch is about an inch high. It's going slow enough to be 1/4 inch. That's what we told it to do, is 1/4 inch. Circle's done. Now it's cutting the triangle. It's pretty cool because I didn't open it in any other software. I just copied it onto the flash drive and brought it out here. And apparently the ArcDroid does understand it. That's cool. Unfortunately, I have you mounted, and it'll be difficult to move you over here, but I should do that anyway. Stand by, folks. Okay, now you can see the screen better. Not that this is real exciting what's there. That's the way it loaded. You got your triangle and your circle. It's going to start at this corner. It's clipped for the weld. Like I said, nothing too exciting. Let's see. June. What does it have? 1/4 inch to clear Z. Pierce. This all looks normal. And the feed rate is 20. I told it I was going to cut 1/4 inch. And I told it which machine I had. And the rate it picked is really slow. Let's see what it does though. I don't want to second guess it. Alright, so let me put you back over there and we'll zoom in on the work and we'll do the cut and see what happens. Trust me, I'm not changing anything because I want to see what happens too. Okay, I decided I'm going to use a different piece of metal. Who knows what we'll use this for. That's a little bit thicker than 1/4 inch anyway. I think this will work, this scrap. I'm going to zero that. Make sure it's going to fit on the metal. Looks good. So let's fire up the plasma. I already filled the tank with air. We got the plasma set at 45 amps. We've got 60 pounds of air. And throw caution to the wind and see what happens. Looks about right. It didn't cut it clean and drop it though. I'm gonna bring it over here to the welding table so we can beat on it and see if we can get it out of there without dropping it into the water. That didn't impress me at all. Well, I mean, it impressed me. It cut out the right shape. You can see the shape there. But it didn't have it set up right for the ArcDroid. It was going way too slow. So it was set for 20, and according to the manual for the prime weld cut 60, it should be 67 inches per minute. So I think that's the biggest change I want to make. And since there's no one here to stop me, I'm going to run it again, but I'm going to step up the feed rate and see what happens. Sound right to you? Well, that's what we're doing anyway. Right or wrong, that's what we're doing. Fire this up. Zero it. Make sure we're on the metal. Alright. Oh, better make the changes. Change that feed rate to 67 inches per minute. Alright, let's try it again and see what happens. Oh, you're watching me still. Alright, how many of you caught my screw up? That's what happens when you spend a month away from the garage. This one's not any better, it's actually worse. And the reason is, I'm surprised it worked as well as it did. No ground, you're right. If you said no ground, you're right. So if I had attached the ground, I suspect it would have cut much better. But there's no sense just suspecting it. Throw that back in the scrap pile. Throw another scrap up here. And I'm going to use the settings that are match what the machine, the book says for the machine. And I'm going to zero that. Still on the metal. Still on the metal. Alright. Take 3. This time we're going to use a ground. I suspect it'll cut much better with a ground. And I'm just going to run it. It's set at 45 amps, 60 pounds of air, and the feed rate is 67. I have a lot of gussets I don't need. That's not going to work. Too fast. Alright, well probably 67 is too fast. I don't do a lot of cutting this thick of a metal, so that's my excuse. But the good news is I can still rerun it. I slowed it down to 20. We'll use the AI settings. See what it does. Does nothing. The torch is off. Wow, this is great video. There we go. Well, that's the best one yet. Using AI's suggested settings. Actually adding a ground clamp to it. And running it 3 times. It's gonna fall. Turned out to be a clean cut because it's fallen off. Let's use a magnet to grab it because it's hot. And there's our gusset. Got some slag on it, but that'll come off. Alright. Well, that's about it for today. We got our AI created gusset done. I did a couple of bonehead moves that show what happens when you get out of practice and don't come out to the garage much for a month or more. Yeah, it's easy to forget your ground, but I'm surprised it cut as much as it did without the ground attached. Anyway, couple of things. I don't think the feed rate from my machine is as high as machine thinks it is. AI was actually right about that, but got a pretty good cut. It's pretty sharp for the 20 inches per minute for a 1/4 inch, which is probably fine. Probably other things I could do, increase the amperage or something, but I don't cut a lot of 1/4 inch. And anyway, that's not what this was about. This video is about our AI overlords and whether or not we should fear them. And I would say there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well use them. Don't fear them. Try it out. Most AI bots are free. They do want to track who the hell you are and everything, so they'll want an email address or something. But and you get like tokens or points or whatever, and you can run out for a day, and then you can come back tomorrow and try again. And that'll probably happen the first time you try it because you know, it's kind of a learned skill again to figure out how to prompt AI, the kind of stuff it wants to know or wants to hear, and it'll do exactly what you said. So if you say something silly, you might get something silly. So anyway, try it out. I mean, I didn't use any software other than the AI in my browser. Prompted the guy. I used Claude. He knew how to write something that worked in the ArcDroid because I didn't do anything else but load it up in here and run it, and it worked. So pretty interesting. If you give it a shot, maybe ping me and let me see what you did with it. Maybe I'll do another project in the future that's a little more complicated, a little more difficult. I have tried other things like some of those dog figurines I've made in the past. Try to get AI to trace it. it's not capable of doing that, not out of a regular photo. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Don't fear AI, give it a shot. It might be able to do the work for you quicker, and might not, who knows. But give it a shot. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, you can go to the store and buy a hat, buy a shirt, or just subscribe and watch it. You're doing that now, so I appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I got today, and see you next time.